So yesterday I went on Facebook, and the very first information that greeted me in my news feed was a post from Charles Awuzie, a very popular Facebook influencer, and he wasn't really clear, and I was left wondering what this was all about, because that was the first time I was seeing that information. And he was talking about how that Facebook is leaving Nigeria and that people should follow him on LinkedIn. So, I went through the comment section trying to really understand what he was trying to say, but then I couldn't really get much from his content. So I went to my news, like where I would usually read news, and then I saw the information clearly stated in the headline that Meta is threatening to leave Nigeria because of a $290,000 fine. And I'm like, "Ooh, this is serious." So Meta is the parent company for Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, right? So they are threatening to leave Nigeria right now because the Nigerian government has placed a heavy fine on them, which they are not willing to pay because they are saying it's too much. Hence, they are saying, "You know what? If this is what you want us to pay, then we had better just leave your space," right? So I'm going to be breaking down what this fine actually entails shortly. But the truth is that everybody is scared, right? And especially for people, Nigerians, whose means of livelihood have now come to depend on these platforms, right? Facebook and Instagram, and as well as WhatsApp, right? A lot of us conduct businesses on these platforms. A lot of people whose businesses does not exactly depend on this platform have a good number of people who buy from them on these platforms. Not to talk about the fact that we also depend on this platform for our advertising need. For me, as an individual, as a business person, it's going to be affecting me on both sides, both as an individual, as a business person, because I run an online advertising agency that manages ads for businesses on Facebook and Instagram, right? Even though we do YouTube and Google ads, but Facebook is the mainstay of advertising for a lot of small business owners. So the question now is, what are we going to do if Meta eventually carries out its threat of leaving Nigeria? Now, before we go further, let me break down what these regulations from the Nigerian authority means, and what the implications could be for you and I. So the Nigerian federal government, through its Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, which is the FCCPC, fined Meta, the owners of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, $290 million for allegedly abusing its market dominance in Nigeria's digital advertising space. Now, here is a simple breakdown of what this means. So Meta runs the biggest online ads platform in Nigeria, especially Facebook and Instagram. So Nigerian authorities believe Meta has been controlling the market unfairly by setting ad prices without fair competition, dominating access to digital audiences in ways that hurt local competitors, and possibly not complying with Nigerian advertising and tax regulations. The government's point of view is that they want to protect Nigerian businesses and make sure international tech companies follow local laws, including fair pricing, consumer protection, and tax payments. Now, this is Meta's response. Meta is saying, they reportedly threatened to shut down its operation in Nigeria, as we've all known, if the government doesn't back off. But the Nigerian authorities have replied saying, leaving Nigeria doesn't remove your legal responsibilities. So now that you have a better understanding of what this is all about, what do you think about this? Do you think that the Nigerian government is right to do this? Do you think that they are in their right to fine Meta? And if at all they are right, do you think that the amount they are charging Meta is extravagant? Do you think it's too much? Right? I would like to hear your comments in the comment section so that we can just look at this together. Then also, do you think that Meta will eventually carry out its threat? Do you think they are just empty noise, or do you think that they are really serious about carrying out the threat? For me, I feel that they are not really serious, right? Okay, while they may actually be doing this as a strategy to, maybe get the Nigerian government to reduce the amount on the fine, I feel that they wouldn't want to actually, carry out this trade, because Nigeria is the giant of Africa, and a very good number of their markets is in this country, right? They get very good amounts of advertising revenue from us. Nigerians are, very passionate advertisers, and I'm saying this from the standpoint of somebody who has managed, a lot of ads for a lot of businesses, right? Nigerians are passionate when it comes to advertising on digital platforms like Facebook and Instagram. So I believe that, at the end of the day, the Nigerian government and Meta will come to some sort of compromise, all right? But what if they don't? What if, we are just trying to, give ourselves hope, like maybe Meta is really serious this time around? What are the alternatives that we can actually leverage on to continue to, do our business in the online space, regardless of whether Meta is here or not? Now, I'm going to be talking about some alternatives, and I'm going to be starting with people who are, concerned about monetization. Now, for those of you who are monetized on Facebook already, what if Facebook goes away? What other choices do you have? There is still YouTube, okay? So YouTube is a platform that also pays content creators for their content. You've seen in recent times how filmmakers are leveraging heavily on YouTube, not just to create movies on this platform, but to make mad money, right? So you also can start to think about YouTube content monetization, okay? So it's nothing different from what you are currently doing on Facebook. The only difference is that Facebook pays you for text-based content, right? While YouTube pays for YouTube-based content. So look at what you're currently doing. Look at your niche and how you can actually transform the content that you have been creating into YouTube suitable content format. All right, so if you start now, the better for you, right? Because YouTube monetization requirement is 4,000 hours of watch time and at least 1,000 YouTube subscribers. Okay, so there are actually other ways to make money from YouTube that are also available on Facebook, but I'm not going to talk about that in this tutorial so that it won't get too long. But whether Meta is going away or not, content creators should already start to leverage other platforms to make money, and YouTube is one of them. Then there is also TikTok. All right, so you can also check in on the one that is most suitable for you. Then for business owners, people who are conducting businesses on Facebook, you have a lot of followers on Facebook, and you get a lot of engagement both on Facebook and on Instagram. You can also leverage platforms like Twitter, okay? There is Twitter, there is LinkedIn now. So LinkedIn is a more professional platform. And even though it's a more professional platform, which is why a lot of people don't feel that their businesses will thrive on LinkedIn, because of what is going to happen or what may happen, there is going to be a mad rush of, different audiences or different interests from Meta platform to LinkedIn, so that LinkedIn is not just going to be a platform for only professionals anymore, but a mix of people who are interested in different things. Okay, so it is now possible for somebody who sells human hair to still thrive on LinkedIn. It is now possible for somebody who sells, so there is going to be some sort of revolutionization, if that's the correct word. But then whatever niche or whatever industry you're playing in right now, you can actually look into Twitter and LinkedIn. Okay, so Meta is not the only platform out there. So all right, then there is also TikTok, right? So TikTok is also booming. I mean, one of the things I like about TikTok, I'm not exactly a TikTok person, but one of the things I like about TikTok and also LinkedIn is that the organic reach is very, very powerful, right? And here's what I mean. If you create a video and you post it on TikTok, so long as that video has it is engaging in a way, right, you're going to be getting views. Like, you start to get, good number of views, and immediately people start to engage on that video. Trust me, it's going to blow up. It's very easy to grow on TikTok. I've seen it from managing somebody's TikTok account, right? So though the views are not a lot from the beginning, but then you can see that there is a good amount of growth. Like, it's encouraging, right? Unlike Facebook, if you don't have followers on Facebook or on Instagram, your engagement is going to be almost zero and very discouraging. All right. Then for advertisers, people who use this platform to advertise and so that they can get more visibility and all, there is now, thankfully, TikTok has now introduced TikTok ads. So you can also still start to, if you carry your business onto TikTok, you can start to leverage TikTok ads, right? Then there is YouTube ads, and then there is the Google search ad. Only that these ones are a little more expensive than the Facebook ads that we all are used to, right? But then it's nothing that you cannot leverage on, right? And then also for advertising, if it doesn't have to be paid advertising, right, before it is actually advertising. If you start to leverage YouTube from now, you can actually start to get a lot of leads from YouTube that can actually buy from you, such that you may not even have to advertise. And I'm saying this from experience, right? So that's that. There are a lot of alternatives, just that it's going to be, the impact on a lot of businesses is going to be heavy, especially those people who have massive following. Like, imagine somebody with millions of followers on Instagram and the person makes money from influencer marketing. Imagine the impact. But then, just as they say, there is nothing that lasts in this life. Even our lives, our human lives, does not belong to us, right? So then another thing I forgot to mention is that businesses should start to take advantage of email marketing. So email marketing would help you to have your followers in a place where you can always reach them. Then I also forgot to mention that there is Telegram. So just in case WhatsApp also goes away, there is Telegram, and Telegram has all the features that WhatsApp has. It also has WhatsApp status. And I think the other day I saw ads. I was seeing ads on Telegram. I don't know if it was just my eyes, or if maybe, I don't know if you already know that there are now ads on Telegram. And it is something that we can actually explore. If anything happens with Meta and we are no longer able to do Meta on, in Nigeria, I mean, there are other platforms out there. So let's not kill ourselves with fear, over this news. But hopefully it doesn't happen, right? So I believe that you now feel encouraged, and you now see that there are actually other alternatives that you can take advantage of, right? If you're stumbling on this channel for the first time, please do not leave without subscribing to our channel and also liking this video. Make a comment if you have any opinion to share with us, and we'll be glad to respond. All right, and until I come your way next time, bye for now.